Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my Endless Diary Tales channel? Thank you so much. My husband's favorite lip streamer found me. She told me she liked my husband and begged me to feel sorry for her. I did feel sorry for her, so I quickly split up our assets and got divorced from my husband. I helped them get married, and at their wedding I gave her a big gift. I played my ex-husband's stomach cancer diagnosis report on the big screen. I had been married to Mark for 3 years, and our relationship had been pretty solid. So when I saw that picture of him kissing another woman on my phone, I couldn't believe my eyes. I asked a friend to confirm the picture wasn't photoshopped, and my heart sank. I traced the phone number that sent the message and found all of the woman's social media accounts. She was openly showing off her relationship with Mark, although Mark's appearance was blurred. I recognized him immediately. This side chick had come knocking on my door. I spent an entire afternoon watching all of her videos and surfing her Facebook page. She had a motivational persona online and diligently sold snacks, running her small business while she had been with Mark for a year. During this time, Mark often pretended he was on business trips when he was really with her. They traveled all over the country, visiting countless tourist spots. I felt really lousy, but when I looked at the stomach cancer diagnosis report, I suddenly didn't feel so bad. Just then my phone rang. "Molly, you know who I am, right? I'm sorry, I don't want to intrude on your marriage, but I'm pregnant, and I can't let my baby grow up without a father. I need your help. Please, Molly, pity me." On the phone she sobbed and sounded pitiful. My low blood pressure was cured instantly. I held back my anger and said calmly, "How do you prove you're really pregnant? You don't believe me? I'll send you proof right now." There was some rustling on the other end, and then she sent over the pregnancy test results. "Molly, look, there's already a baby in there. I can't bear to get rid of it. It's a life too. Mark doesn't love you anymore, Molly. Please let go." I glanced at the cancer diagnosis report. No need to fuss with a future widow of a dead man. I continued calmly. "How do you prove the baby is Mark's?" There was an eerie silence on the other end. She finally dropped her act. "Mark said you were classy, but you're just trash. Whether you believe it or not, the baby is Mark's. If you don't trust me, you can do a DNA test after it's born," I said flatly. "No need. It'll be a long while before the baby is born. It's not fair for the baby to bear the name of an illegitimate child because his mom did something wrong. How about this? Swear that if the baby isn't Mark's, you'll get hit by a car, then I'll believe you." There was a sharp intake of breath followed by a long string of curses. "Molly, you should get hit by a car, you bitch. You don't want to have kids yourself, hanging on to Mark, but won't let another woman have his baby. I hope you never have a kid in your lifetime." I held my phone at a distance and started recording. I sent the recording to Mark not long after. Mark rushed over.
"Molly, I'm sorry.
I didn't think she would come to you. I'll deal with this. Just give me some time. I was under so much pressure and messed up. I told her not to bother you." His excuses flowed freely, clearly rehearsed many times with no hesitation. But the more I listened, the more shocked I became. How long did he plan on juggling both relationships if that woman, Gloria, hadn't come forward? Moreover, does pressure give one a free pass to cheat? When I'm under pressure, I just break out in pimples. I couldn't take it anymore and interrupted him sharply. "She's pregnant." Mark opened his mouth but stayed silent. I smirked bitterly and forced out some tears. "Mark, let's end this on good terms and get a divorce." I found a lawyer quickly and started preparing divorce paperwork. Under the lawyer's advice, I even scheduled a date for the divorce process. I handed the property division agreement to Mark. The agreement was quite disadvantageous for him. Out of the 3 houses, I got 2. We each got 1 car and I got all the cash, funds, and stocks. Essentially, aside from the house and car, he got nothing. Honestly, I wanted to leave him with nothing, but that would have been too much trouble, so I compromised a bit. His lips quivered, his fingers trembled, and his eyes turned red. "Molly, I don't want a divorce. I admit I was wrong. Give me another chance and I'll fix everything." Tears welled up in my eyes. I wasn't completely heartless, but I am a bit of a germaphobe. The thought of him and Gloria having a baby made me sick. Even if I forced myself to let go, I'd be paranoid and uneasy every day. Why should I punish myself for someone else's mistake? Besides, his retribution was already on its way. Why should I waste my future on him? He's not worth it. Now that Mark feels guilty, it's the best time for me to split up our assets. If I forgave him and lowered my standards, what if we reached divorce again? He'd feel less guilty, making concessions less likely. I looked down and sighed. Do you think the terms of the split are unfair? If so, just say so. No, it's not about the split. Mark hurriedly pledged his loyalty. It's my fault. You can have everything. I just can't lose you. We've been together for 6 years. Fine, if you don't mind the split, then sign the agreement, Mark. Don't cling to this. Don't make me lose respect for you. I looked him in the eye, tears brimming. It's not just men who can lie, women can too, especially when love turns to hate. Mark, trembling under my piercing gaze, finally signed the papers. You still have a 30-day cooling-off period, Molly. I'm waiting for you to change your mind. If you can go 30 days without contacting Gloria, I'll consider changing my mind. Can you do that? I can. Trust me. All right, take some time off work. Let's go on a trip for a month. We'll come back after that. Mark agreed quickly and even started planning the trip with me, booking tickets and all, but he was clearly uneasy, anxious all afternoon. He seemed determined to prove himself but secretly sent messages behind my back. At my insistence, he and I went to file for divorce the next day. All we had to do was wait for the trip and the cooling-off period to end. We packed our bags separately, and he was overly enthusiastic, trying to think of everything at the last moment. Before we left, the phone rang, and his expression changed immediately. He hung up angrily. My phone rang and I answered deliberately. The voice on the other end was loud and clear. Molly, please give Mark back to me. My stomach hurts.
I'm dying.
Gloria was sobbing. Mark, my stomach hurts so bad. I took the wrong medicine. Is our baby okay? It hurts. Please help me. She kept asking for help, but her voice was strong, yet Mark believed her. Where are you? Did you call an ambulance? I'm coming right now. He hurried downstairs. I called after him. Mark. He stopped, looking unusually serious. Molly, this is a matter of life and death. Don't stop me. I gave a bitter smile. Give me the phone. He hesitated for a moment, then handed me the phone, gritting his teeth before turning away. Molly, wait for me. I'll be back soon. I'll clarify everything with her. He got in the elevator and his phone rang. This time he didn't ignore it. Gloria, I'm on my way. Hang in there. Don't be scared. He sounded so sincere. I smirked and deleted the tweet I had sent that was visible only to Gloria. Revisiting old places, reliving youth, the photo was of the ticket booking. I never intended to go on a trip with Mark or rekindle old feelings. Since I learned of his affair, he has been erased from my life completely. But I didn't want to be the bad guy, so I let Gloria play that role. After all, she was willing. I hired a couple of part-time helpers to give away or throw out everything in the room that belonged to Mark. I pulled my suitcase and left without looking back. If I was going to be a heartbroken woman, I might as well make a clean break so Mark would understand how deeply he hurt me. I checked into a hotel. It didn't take long before I saw Gloria's love is indeed the best remedy. I'll never lose you, right this time? She boldly showed Mark's face, his deep affection enhanced by the beauty filter. I saved the photo. These will be my evidence for future moral high ground, hoping Gloria will still be proud enough to show them. 3 days later, Mark finally called me. I hung up. He was persistent, calls, voice messages, video chats all around. He seemed to be trying to prove he's not one to quickly move on and break hearts. A strong performance, driven, good at self-pity. I now realized his flaws. If he truly cared, he'd restrain himself and hold his moral ground. He sent a voice message. Molly, where are you? Did you leave? I know you're angry, but it's a matter of life and death. Please understand, Molly. I know you're the kindest. Let's meet and go on the trip, okay? I looked at the message and laughed. Seems like Gloria isn't cutting it. She only managed to keep Mark for 3 days to spite Gloria and to make Mark realize his hurtful actions. So, he'd never reminisce about me when sick in bed. I decided to meet him one last time. Hopefully we could then part for good. I chose a quaint cafe we used to frequent. He rushed over and immediately tried to embrace me. I picked up a cup of coffee ready to throw it. He stopped and his face changed. 3 days ago, what did you promise me? I said, Molly, I explained it was a matter of life and death. I thought you'd understand. Understand? No, I don't. I wanted to crack his head open to pour the nonsense out. She's fine, right? Mark went silent. His expression grew more awful as I watched. He's not blind. He surely sees Gloria's act, but he enjoyed being loved to death by a woman and the thrill of 2 women fighting for him. A great sense of achievement. I've known him for so long, but never realized he had such futile nonsense in his head. I need to reflect. You confessed your love here. Let's end it here as well. I took off the ring and handed it to him. He got teary-eyed, suddenly emotional. Molly, everyone makes mistakes. Why do you hold on to a single fault? I told him not to bother me again. Then what is this? I showed him the enlarged photo from Gloria's tweet. His face went pale. Your persuasion failed, right? Do you know what saddens me most? She could summon you with a phone call. You chose her over me. When you rushed to her, did you ever think about my hurt? Did you consider how you were erasing my trust in you bit by bit? Can you guarantee this won't happen again? Today it's her stomach, tomorrow her head, or something else. Who will you choose? I looked at him straight, not allowing him the slightest pretense. He turned white. I will choose you. Let's test that. I took a photo with Mark and sent it to Gloria. Sure enough, in 3 seconds Mark's phone rang. His face turned ashen as he tried to ignore it. Answer it, I said coldly. Molly, don't do this. It's unnecessary. Then I'll leave, I answered. He grabbed my wrist and quickly picked up the call, his face full of reluctance. But the voice on the other end was frantic. Mark, I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding.
It hurts so much. I got so upset seeing that photo just now. It hurts so much. Her voice sounded pitiful. Mark suddenly lashed out at me. Molly, why are you doing this? I just calmed her down. I was stunned, but now I'm really hurt. I said coldly. When the cooling off period is over, we get divorced. You can go take care of your true love. For the next several days, Mark was like a dead person, showing no sign of life. I went from feeling a little sad at first to becoming totally indifferent. I never expected our marriage to end like this. Gloria's Twitter also showed no activity. Not sure if Mark forbade her from posting or if she just didn't want to provoke me further to avoid complications. Anyway, things finally quieted down. On the 29th day, I sent Mark a message. 9 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be waiting for you. The reply came quickly. Molly, don't worry. Mark will be there. I scoffed, took a bottle of sedative and slept till dawn the next morning. I put on beautiful makeup and drove to the Civil Affairs Bureau. When I got there, Mark was already waiting. Beside him stood a long-haired girl in a white shirt. They were laughing and joking. Mark had a doting look on his face. The girl playfully punched his chest, kissed his cheek, and then saw me. Her expression turned defiant but shifted to a shy, anxious demeanor when I walked over. I looked away from her and faced Mark. Did you bring everything? Let's go. Mark looked a bit guilty. I'm sorry, thank you. His shocked expression turned pale. I went in first and he followed. The agreement was already prepared with no disputes. We quickly completed the paperwork. Holding the divorce certificate, I felt emotional. Divorce, just like marriage, is a good thing. Shedding the past and starting a new life. It's basically a rebirth. Mark's guilt deepened. Molly, she's pregnant. Abortion isn't good for her health. Mr. Mark, you don't need to explain so much to me. We are strangers now. I interrupted him. But for the sake of the past, I still say, in this matter, you are the one at fault. If you really loved me, you shouldn't have cheated. If you really loved her, you shouldn't have kept her in the shadows. Now that I have given you both space, I hope you have a good future with that. No more to say. I hope we never meet again. What I said sounded grand and nice, and people around us looked at me with admiration. But I found it hard to bear. I'm someone who repays kindness and seeks revenge. Being cheated on makes me wish grave weeds would grow. Mark didn't expect me to talk like this and felt even more guilty. He stepped forward, trying to hold my hand. I was extremely disgusted. I never knew he could be this clingy. I must have been blind at the beginning. Fortunately, Gloria quickly stepped in. Holding Mark's arm tight, she laughed. Thank you, Molly, for making it possible. Now I can get a certificate with him today since the baby can't wait. She added, to compensate you, Mark has given most of his property to you. I hope you live a good life with that money, Molly. Her implication was clear. Mark was generous and I was greedy. I smiled. Congratulations. The property Mark and I accumulated during the marriage was made together. It wasn't a gift from him to me. Not making him leave with nothing was my generosity. I heard Gloria's store was doing well, but internet celebrities make money from their fans. I wonder how your fans would feel if they knew you were the other woman attacking the wife. Gloria glared at me, biting her lip and looking pitiful. But maybe she was really afraid I'd act out and didn't fight back. She just whimpered. Mark, that big fool, stepped in for her. Molly, I pursued Gloria. It's my fault. If you have a problem, take it out on me. Can I really take it out on you? I sneered and slapped him across the face. Is that okay? Mark was stunned. Maybe my calm demeanor before made him think I wouldn't do anything. But now, with the divorce certificate in hand, what was there to fear? I didn't hit him harder because I follow the law, not because I have a good temper. This slap is for cheating on me. This slap is for you taking the hit for her. You both disgust me. I didn't make a big fuss because I have some decency. Letting you both off, I wanted to hit again. Mark grabbed my right hand, his eyes cold and full of hate. That's enough. I slapped him with my left hand. Mark was completely stunned and gloriously screamed, "You're crazy. Are you sick?" She hurriedly pulled Mark back. Staff quickly came over and separated us. I pointed at Mark's nose and cursed. Mark, when we got together, you said you didn't want kids for now. You wanted a world for just the two of us. Now you tell me she's pregnant and you want a divorce. You are a traitor, disloyal, and ungrateful. From now on, we have nothing to do with each other. If you dare bother me again, don't blame me for flipping out. These 3 slaps severed any remaining feelings I had for him. Mark's face turned cold, losing all pride in front of everyone. He planned to leave me some dignity and register with Gloria after some time, but you went too far. Gloria, let's get the certificate now. Gloria tenderly touched Mark's face, smeared, and said, you should thank Mark for being a good man who doesn't hit women. Otherwise, you'd be done for today. I laughed too. I don't play nice. I hit women. Want to try? I can help you abort the baby with 1 kick. Gloria's face turned pale. Mark glared at me. You're not even worth a single finger of Gloria. Thinking back, divorcing you is a good thing. He pulled Gloria and headed straight to the marriage registration office without looking back. That bastard is dissing me. When he is lying sick in bed, I can't wait to see if his Gloria will still be the model wife. A few minutes later, Gloria sent me a picture of their marriage certificate. I scoffed, blocked both her and Mark, and felt a wave of relief wash over me. Great, the plan is halfway done. The rest depends on when they have their wedding. Mark hates me and Gloria loves to show off. They are bound to throw a grand wedding. Sure enough, soon after, friends and family started calling me, confused and asking why I divorced Mark. In their minds, Mark and I were still the perfect couple. I wasn't afraid of the hassle. I told each one of them that Mark had been cheating for a year and Gloria had come to my house and forced me to divorce him. I took every call and gave the same response. When I got emotional, I'd even shed a few tears. Upon hearing this, people's tones changed. Molly, you're so understanding, they'd say. Yep, and it broke my heart. Later on, I didn't get a call from Mark, but his parents did call. Molly, Mark was in the wrong, so we won't say anything about the divorce. However, please stop telling everyone about Mark. It's bad for his reputation. Be the bigger person and let it go. I felt like I was choking on my own anger, thinking all my genuine efforts had been for nothing. Over our 3-year marriage, I treated his parents as if they were my own. I bought something. I'd get 3, 1 for myself, 1 for my parents, and 1 for Mark. He never even remembered their birthdays. I was the one reminding him to send gifts when they were sick. I was the one running around taking care of everything. Back then, they swore up and down that if Mark ever did me wrong, they wouldn't let him off the hook. Now it was clear where their loyalties lay. Uncle, Aunt, if I'm lying, feel free to sue me for defamation. If I'm telling the truth, you have no right to stop me. If people who do these things aren't ashamed, then they shouldn't fear being talked about. My voice was cold and they grew anxious. How can you talk to us like that? You hid the divorce from us and swindled money out of Mark as hush money. How can you still badmouth us? Besides, you dated for 3 years and married for 3 more 6 years without a child. Do you know what people say about us? That we took in a princess to serve. If you were any good, why would Mark divorce you? A girl should be virtuous and modest to be loved by a man. They kept rambling about ancient virtues. They really sounded like relics of a bygone age. I hit the record button on my phone and stepped away. When they stopped talking, I had recorded 7 to 8 minutes of their rant. I sent the recording to a friend to edit out the highlights for future use. My friend listened and replied, "You're too soft-hearted. Why didn't you beat the whole family up?" I laughed. Why beat them up? They need to stick around and keep loving each other. Mark's wedding was held at the best hotel in town. Mutual friends told me Mark said Gloria was beautiful, famous, successful, wealthy, and willing to come home. Such a great wife was hard to find, so he wanted to give her the best. Really touching, isn't it? The new always trumps the old. On the wedding day, I went to the hotel. It was grander and more romantic than our wedding. Back then, Mark and I were in love and didn't care about grandeur. We focused on practicality. We thought the feelings were all that mattered. If I could go back, I'd slap myself hard for feeling sorry for a man, saving money for a man. This is your payback. Wearing dark sunglasses, I found a corner to sit unnoticed. Time passed quickly. Mark and Gloria went through the wedding motions as the host guided them. Gloria's belly was big in her white wedding dress, which looked slightly bloated on her, but she was glowing. Obviously, she was very happy, and Mark looked more handsome and charming, probably revitalized by having a young wife. They exchanged heartfelt words, and a slideshow of their wedding photos played on the big screen. But then the slideshow froze. Suddenly, up on the screen was a stomach cancer diagnosis report. Mark's name was clear as day on that report. Everyone was stunned. People who had been quietly eating their meals suddenly all looked up in shock. The whole room buzzed. The groom has cancer? Is that real? Did the bride know? If not, that's fraud. Gloria followed everyone's gaze to the screen and saw the diagnosis report. Her face turned dark immediately. Mark was speaking emotionally, but he quickly reacted. He turned, saw the report, and his face underwent a spectacular change. Cancer. No, this must be fake. Someone's spreading rumors. Get this off the screen now. Panic spread through the room. Someone rushed backstage to check the issue. Mark's parents were flustered, shocked, and disbelieving. Meanwhile, Gloria's parents protected her, glaring angrily, forgetting they were praising their great son-in-law just moments ago. Chaos reigned. I got up and slipped out unnoticed. I later heard from friends that the wedding continued, but the mood was off. Mark and Gloria forced smiles but clearly harbored doubts. After the wedding, instead of heading to their bridal suite, Mark and Gloria went straight to the hospital. You can guess the rest. Mark really had stomach cancer. He moved into the hospital immediately, while Gloria returned to her place. The newlywed house, which was used for a single day, turned cold and empty. That evening, I was dining with a friend when an unknown number called. The moment they spoke, I recognized Mark's voice. He angrily questioned, "Was it you who messed things up at my wedding?" I laughed. "Who are you?" There was a brief silence, then a biting response. "I'm Mark." I hung up and he kept calling. I blocked the number and continued my meal, though it did sour the mood a bit. Actually, the day I got the stomach cancer diagnosis, I felt awful inside. I spent the whole morning researching stomach cancer, trying to find a way to help Mark accept it, to keep his hope alive. I even estimated the treatment costs and thought about selling the house to prepare. But later, I was the one who lost hope. His cheating killed any sympathy I had. Worrying about a cheater? I must be crazy. Now that he knows, I wonder what he's thinking if he feels it's karma. But not long after, the calls stopped. Gloria rang, her voice dripping with venom and anger. "Molly, you bitch. You deliberately set me up, hit Mark, and forced him to marry me early to get back at you. You're so cruel." This got my attention. I put on an exaggerated tone and cleared my throat dramatically. "Happy wedding. I have no idea what you're talking about, but you should be grateful. It's rare to find someone who gracefully steps aside and lets the mistress become the wife. You owe me a thank you." Gloria was furious. "Just you wait. You've screwed me over. We're not done." You'll get what's coming to you. I worked hard to get this status and now you're mad? Don't throw the matchmaker over the wall once you've got your title. Not very classy. And back then, you were the one feigning stomach pain to get Mark's company. Now the stomach doesn't hurt and you don't need Mark to soothe it. Does the world revolve around you? I hung up and blocked Gloria as well. But what I didn't expect at all was that Mark's parents would show up at my workplace. They waited downstairs early in the morning, rushing out as soon as they saw me. Molly, did you know Mark was sick? And that's why you divorced him to take his house and car. You're young. How can you be so ruthless? Give us the house back now or don't blame us for making a scene. They caused quite a commotion, attracting a crowd including my colleagues. A few colleagues stepped in, keeping us apart to avoid a conflict. Someone asked them not to make trouble so early in the morning, but they vehemently told others about my alleged misdeeds. Some colleagues quietly comforted me, suggesting I go upstairs. I shook my head. You can't be a thief every day without getting caught. Eventually, if they were going to make a scene, it needed to be shut down for good. I started tinkering with my phone, connecting to the Bluetooth speaker I carried. I bought one with particularly loud volume, so even in a quarrel, it wouldn't get drowned out. Soon, the speaker blasted out a recording that stunned everyone. Molly, Mark just had an affair. All men cheat. Why can't you just accept that? Don't badmouth our Mark anymore. The house is your hush money. Don't be a killjoy. That young girl, Gloria, is pretty good, willing to have kids from Mark before marriage. And look at you. Stop pestering Mark and affecting their relationship. Mark's parents' faces turned red with anger and shame. I laughed. So they do have no shame. They know these words are harsh, but back then they must have felt proud, thinking their son had scored better, ignoring how well I treated them, brushing off all sense of fairness. Now they know Gloria isn't reliable and regret giving me the house. Can the world be that easy for them? I turned off the speaker and calmly said, "You made a scene at my office today. Later, I'll play these recordings in your neighborhood. Everyone knows each other's dirty laundry. You can't just bully me and expect me not to fight back. I'm divorced from Mark. I no longer have anything to do with him. You should look for Gloria. She just had a wedding and has already forgotten you. You have a new daughter-in-law. Isn't she your ideal daughter-in-law?" Mark's parents panicked. They've lived in that neighborhood their whole life, caring most about their reputation. "Molly, if you make a scene in our neighborhood, we'll call the cops." There was a heavy round of laughter from the crowd. Such nerve. They have no second thoughts about ruining someone else's job, but can't stand the same treatment. Mark's parents left in a hurry, fear in their eyes when they looked at me. My colleagues advised me to let it go and not stoop to their level, but I figured if you don't beat the wolf down once, it'll come back again. You have to make it hurt for them to fear you. So I hired some people at the east, west, north, and south gates of their neighborhood, blasting those recorded statements. I heard Mark's parents rush to the east gate, and the west gate would start when they reached the west. The south gate began. They hid at home and called the police. When the police arrived, I played the video of them causing a scene in front of my office. The officers were amusedly irritated. I only reprimanded both sides. Leaving the station, I calmly told them I have time and money now. If you want to mess with me, I can quit my job and do this all day. But care for Mark you must, and think about Gloria. She might not want to have kids for Mark now. The two of them had complex expressions. Then suddenly they knelt down. "Molly, please have mercy on us. If you don't give the house back, we have no money for Mark's treatment. And Gloria won't have kids unless she sees we can afford it. We were wrong before, we went too far. Please, out of the goodness of your heart, help us. We will see you as a savior from now on." They tried to guilt-trip me. Too bad I didn't have a conscience to begin with. I thought I stepped aside and hid behind the police. Then I turned on the speaker, playing a simplified version. The police couldn't help but laugh. The two quickly got up, glared at me hard, and walked away with their tails between their legs. I watched their backs in disgust. Turns out Gloria was behind this. She stayed in the background, letting others take the hit. I unblocked Gloria and Mark from my blacklist. I sent each of them today's police report, a receipt, and a recording of their parents cursing at me. Then I sent Mark a message. "Mr. Mark, do you need me to make today's events public online?" Soon enough, Mark called me. "Molly, His voice was hoarse and weak. He must have suffered quite a bit. Mark had stomach issues since college, and I always looked out for his diet. Yet in the past year, he and Gloria traveled everywhere under the pretense of business trips, eating whatever they wanted. He would call me whining about work stress and stomach pains, and I felt sorry for him, urging him to come back for a gastroscopy. Thinking about it now, I felt like such an idiot. This jerk enjoyed my care while hanging out with his mistress. Any bit of sympathy I had for him vanished instantly. With a smirk, I said, "Mark, how are we going to resolve this today?" Mark was silent for a moment. "I will talk to my parents. They won't bother you again. Don't agree so easily. I suggest discussing it with your wife. She said she'd only have children if you got the house back. Are you sure the child is mine, or does she not have a mouth? Or maybe you're just thrilled your parents are being used as pawns." "I understand it won't happen again," Mark replied, unusually not defending Gloria. "I figured there must be some friction between them lately. Two selfish individuals united externally. As long as their interests align, once threatened, they turn against each other. But really, that's not my problem." Mark tried to say something more, but I hung up. Soon, a message from Gloria popped up. "Molly, Mark has no money for treatment because of you. If he dies, his ghost will haunt you. And if I can't afford to raise our baby, his death would be on your head too. You even called the police on his parents. There's no one more heartless than you. You will pay for this." Her words made my blood boil and my eyelid twitch. If Mark saw how Gloria could. I asked him what he would feel, and I quickly responded, "No way a social media influencer with 10,000 followers can't afford to raise a kid. Need me to post a video to crowdfund for you? Mark is such a great guy despite his cancer. You should appreciate him. You should cherish him for your inspirational persona. I'm so jealous of you and Mark. You look so perfect together, unlike me, who will never get cancer in my life. Mark's parents knelt for the child in your belly. It must be because you're so filial that they cherish you. I've already faced retribution. I cried today counting how much money I have. How do I even spend it all? Even though you took Mark, I'm not upset. Your happiness matters. You two are true love." I was about to continue typing when a big exclamation mark appeared. Gloria blocked me. What a coward for engaging in battle and still chickening out. The following days were calm. Maybe relationship woes come with workplace wins. I got promoted and received a raise. My boss, before his own promotion, pushed me up, saying I was bold and capable, exactly what the company needed. Reflecting on it, I figured he meant my confrontation with Mark's parents. After working diligently for 6 years, I never expected a commotion to bring about a promotion and a raise. While handing over work to another employee, I found out through the company's promotional streamer list that Gloria was one of them. She had her own online store but also did live streaming. With a cold smile, I instructed my assistant, "Take her off the list." "Why?" "Trust me, she might have a meltdown soon. Better not let the company get dragged down." The assistant nodded seriously and proceeded with the termination. Soon after, Gloria anxiously called my office, her tone cautious but ingratiating. "Hello. I was wondering why there's a termination. If there's anything wrong, please let me know, and I'll fully cooperate." She really could speak so sweetly. I replied coolly, "My assistant should have explained. We'll reconsider when you hit 1,000,000 followers." Then I hung up, not wanting to waste more breath on her. Gloria probably realized it was me and sent me a message. "Was that you?" I blocked her. She wasn't worth my words. But that night, my assistant urgently called me. "Molly, check it out. Gloria is streaming and hinting at us." Opening the video, there she was pitifully crying on screen. Everyone knows what I've been through, right? I was deceived and married under false pretenses. My husband hid his marriage from me, claiming he was single. He has cancer, and only after our marriage did I find out. Yet they plotted together to deceive me. Despite knowing his ex-wife went all out messing up my product endorsement contract. How am I gonna live now? How will I feed my kid? Gloria cried like a damsel in distress, and with the beauty filters on her already delicate face, she looked even more pitiable. She carefully wiped away her tears without messing up her makeup. The chat was flooded with people feeling sorry for her. This is fraud. So despicable. Are they trying to scam your money because they saw you making bank as a streamer? To treat that guy's illness? Totally possible. Give us the contacts of that scummy couple. We'll help you check them out. Which company is it? We'll never buy from them again. Poor streamer, you shouldn't cry like this when you're pregnant. It's bad for your eyes. Many were fuming with anger, but one dissident voice slid through the comments. That fraudster is out again trying to get sympathy. Give me my refund pronto. I added that person and they sent a question mark. Are you telling me to shut up? Pay me 300K as hush money, not a penny less. I laughed. No, I am the so-called villainous ex-wife she mentioned. Hello, unlucky person. Nice to meet you again. I'm the creditor to that little bitch, Lisa. After chatting with Lisa, I found out a lot. Lisa was broke when she started her online shop. It was Gloria who saw potential in her and gave her some stock. The product was good and the reviews were decent. But soon lots of people started returning items. Being an honest businesswoman, she refunded everyone. Later, she checked the goods again and realized they weren't the ones she shipped. The packaging was identical, but the contents were swapped with inferior goods. Gloria was behind it. She had ordered a batch of faulty goods to return to Lisa while profiting from selling genuine ones. This left Lisa 300K in the hole, while Gloria built her fanbase and business. Lisa took Gloria to court, but finding evidence was tough and time-consuming. She realized her only option to get back was to occasionally mess with Gloria. Lisa's story got me thinking. After analyzing Gloria's sales, I realized she was good at self-promotion, but her actual sales figures were unimpressive. I figured that's why she latched onto Mark. She knew she didn't have the knack for sales. Her skills were average, and her streaming career wasn't going well. Meeting a young, high-earning guy like Mark, she wouldn't let go easily and used her pregnancy to trap him. Mark, probably proud of his charm, thought it was his allure that attracted a young, pretty girl. I smirked and sent Mark Gloria's live stream video. I wonder what he thought after watching it. Mark called me quickly. His voice was full of nostalgia. Molly, I miss you. I felt no emotion, just disgust. I heard Mark now lives in the hospital and can't work. His former VP position has been taken, and his parents are selling their house to pay his medical bills. But cancer is a bottomless pit. Who knows what will happen after pouring in so much money? Now he says he misses me, probably thinking of my money. I snorted. How do you explain Gloria's video? After a long silence, he said, Molly, I might be really dying. Gloria's unborn child is the only hope left for my parents. I got it. Gloria used her pregnancy to keep Mark and his parents quiet while she twisted the story as she pleased. Mark continued. Molly, give that deal to Gloria, will you? She's just a girl after all. If you can forgive, I'll give you my last promise. Just let her be, please, for old time's sake. Help me one last time. I laughed out of anger. You ruined your reputation for her, and you want me to take the blame for being the wicked ex-wife? Silence on the other end. My heart turned cold and furious. I thought I had done enough harm, but clearly it wasn't sufficient. These scumbags wanted me to take the fall. They're dreaming. I took a deep breath. My voice seemed venomous. Mark, I thought I would let you and Gloria off for our past relationship, as long as Gloria stayed out of my way. I wouldn't harm her, but now you asked for it. I can tell you, Gloria isn't qualified to promote our company's products. I originally let her do it because of her follower count. Now I know her character is dreadful, posing a constant risk. Keeping her around would be irresponsible of me. Just wait, I'll make sure you both pay. And as for you, I hope you die soon and reincarnate back into a better place in the underworld. I hung up and began executing my revenge plan. Laura deleted all her videos to prove her innocence, but from the day she contacted me, I had paid someone to record all her videos. I found a friend who could edit and made concise videos with commentary explaining everything clearly, with a timeline. There were screenshots of our chats, photos where she flaunted her relationship, her voice recordings cursing me out, even a video of Mark's parents bothering me. This took 3 days to complete. The news about the malicious couple tricking a female streamer into marrying to treat the husband's cancer spread everywhere. Over these 3 days, someone interviewed Mark's parents. Mark's parents admitted to all the allegations without defending me. They just kept saying that the child was innocent and hoped Gloria wouldn't joke about her own body. The malicious texts on my phone were endless. I had to switch it off and get a new number. People also called my company, hoping they would fire me. Gloria also had someone call the company, speaking with smug satisfaction. Gloria is still willing to bring business to your company. However, we're raising our rates now. During the promotion, we will clarify everything and keep your company clean, but we won't be able to deal with Molly anymore. Hope you understand. The company said they would consider it. This considering was clearly about whether or not to fire me, but I had been with the company for 6 years. Everyone saw what happened to me and knew the reasons. If the company compromised, it would be understandable, but would surely lose the people's hearts. Luckily, my old boss was promoted to vice president of the company. I immediately went to him and laid out my plan to fight back. The old boss smiled as he listened. "Molly, this move is a bit tough. Don't go soft-hearted at the time," he said earnestly. I smiled bitterly. "Don't worry. If this doesn't make me win, I'll take all the blame. I won't let the company's reputation get tarnished." The old boss was pleased. "As long as you don't let emotions cloud your judgment, if you're going to do it, go big." Just as the buzz reached its peak, my counterattack video came out. The company saw this as a marketing opportunity and worked with a few gossip bloggers to release the video. They covered all my marketing expenses. Additionally, the company registered over 200 video accounts overnight, all posting this video. This overwhelming promotion was far hotter than the glorious video. The follower count on the video account spiked rapidly. At the end of the video, I added a note thanking my company's leaders for not believing the rumors and entrusting me fully. I'd be loyal to such a company forever. How's your company? Would they trust you in times of trouble? This line resonated with many. After venting about the scummy man and cheap woman, many started to complain about how their companies had kicked them when they were down. This contrast immediately made the company look good, and I went from being a nobody to gaining some fame. Countless people wanted me to come forward and explain in person. I discussed with the company and decided to do a live stream. In the first half of the stream, I explained my situation honestly, without embellishment. In the latter half, I started selling the company's products. I didn't talk about the features but told them David said if he were alive today and tasted such delicious food, he might write, "Food is worth 1,000 gold." That day, I got into the groove and became more and more enthusiastic. The products in the live stream sold out quickly. When the back-end told me I had achieved the best sales in the company's history, my heart was racing like I had fallen in love again. The entire company was jubilant. They were thrilled not just by the record sales but also because my name was finally cleared. The editing team at the company didn't rest either. They quickly edited clips of my live stream, causing another wave of attention and earning more fans. Others even compared my live stream to Gloria's. Mine felt warm and grand. Hers was heart-wrenching, screaming until her voice was hoarse. Many questioned if Mark was out of his mind for choosing such a degrading woman. Though pitting us against each other wasn't great, I couldn't help but feel a bit of vanity swelling up. The company gave me a few days off to rest, but I wanted to strike while the iron was hot and planned another live stream with a young girl from the company to solidify our new fans. If we could boost the reputation of our live stream room, we'd save on future promotional costs, and managing our platform would become more convenient on Gloria's end. Luck wasn't on her side. While I was using live streams to clear my name, she, thinking she had won, hastily went to the hospital for an abortion. When her surgery was over, countless hateful texts already filled her phone. Panicked, she rushed to start a live stream in the hospital to show how pitiful she was. But this time the viewers were all there to curse her. She shut down the stream in less than 5 minutes later. Lisa appeared holding her ID, accusing Gloria of scamming her by taking $300,000 worth of her products. Others who had been scammed by Gloria also started showing their IDs and accusing her. In no time, Gloria became a despised figure. The police finally intervened to bring the situation to a close, and Gloria was taken to the police station. As soon as she was discharged from the hospital, Mark was infuriated. He changed his number and called me, starting with, "You want money? I'll give you money. You want a house? I'll give you a house. Why do you have to push it this far? Don't you realize she was carrying my only child?" He even sent a weak post-operation photo to make me feel guilty. I took a close look and couldn't help sighing. Mark, although a man, particularly loved his looks. He always paid close attention to his appearance, keeping himself clean and fresh, always youthful. But now in the photo he had his head shaved, his face was deathly pale, and he looked unbelievably weak. In a short time he had become a skeleton, exuding a sense of deep doom. Though the recovery rate for stomach cancer is high, many cases are found in late stages. Even after surgery, the 5-year survival rate is as low as 20%. Whether he would be the lucky one, nobody knew. But if he thinks sending some pitiful photos will make me feel guilty, he's really naive. Why would I go easy on my enemy? I said calmly. Mark, you should have known this day would come when you let Gloria throw dirt on me. You don't understand. Gloria never planned to keep your child. She was scared that your family wouldn't let her go if she terminated the pregnancy, so she made a big fuss to put herself on higher moral ground. Once she had that, she'd have no qualms about getting rid of the baby. Yet you indulged her, thinking you could make deals with a fox. Too naive. You're the one to blame for this mess. You've never understood women, but you still tried to have it both ways. It's karma that it ended like this. Mark was silent for a long time before hanging up. After that, he never called again. As for Gloria, she had to repay all the money she made over the past few years and ended up in jail for fraud. She filed for divorce from prison. Mark and his parents were furious and refused to grant it, demanding she return all the money she had taken from Mark if she wanted a divorce. They were tearing each other apart, but that had nothing to do with me anymore. 2 years later, Mark didn't survive the cancer spreading and passed away. A friend sent me his gravesite location. I took a bouquet of flowers and visited. Looking at his photo on the tombstone, I had many thoughts. He used his college photo. Back then he was a good kid and I was a good girl. We met on campus, filled with the purest feelings and the brightest hopes. They say every 7 years our bodies' cells completely renew, making us entirely different from our past selves. We didn't even make it 7 years, we changed completely in 6. I guess it's because we weren't serious enough about marriage, but whatever. Now that he's gone, debts are paid and it's all in the past. As for Gloria, after she got out of jail, she thought the internet had no memory and tried to return as a live stream host. Unfortunately for her, as soon as she started, people cursed her and others posted her story online. Eventually, she had to find another way to live, disappearing into the crowd. Meanwhile, I kept working diligently, got promoted, received raises, and became somewhat famous for my sales pitches. Many say they like my style. Even if they don't buy anything, they enjoy listening to me chat. This whole ordeal has taught me that, gradually in the internet age, it's easy to become famous, and it's just as easy to fall from grace. The most important thing is not to try to use anyone, but to always keep a genuine heart. Never forget your original intentions and maintain sincerity. Only then can you truly go far.